Shaynette. And, oh dear, I've had a bit of Clement tonight because it's Lady Theatrix's birthday. And you can see I'm looking a bit different because I've got a new image. That's because I saw a film that rather inspired me. And, well, actually, I saw the film with Captain Magnus. And he phoned me up and he said, oh, Shaynette, would you like to watch a movie with me? So I said, well, that'll be all right. I said, where are we going? Oh, no, he said, you can come to my house. He said, much more private. He said, I've got a home movie theatre. He said, comfy seats and big screen and proper sound. He said, and you can even have something warm and soft in your lap. And I said, cool, blimey, you don't hold back, do you? Oh, no, he said, that's one of me dogs. So I said, oh, okay. So anyway, I went and it was good. And it was exactly as he said. I mean, it was really nice and the sound was amazing. It reminded me of when you're in the cinema and they do that Pearl and Dean, like signature tune. It really blasts out, it's really, really loud. And then they say to you, and now you can buy ice creams and week-old rancid popcorn in the foyer. And because you've taken leave of your senses, you just like run out and you buy something that you never normally eat because your brain's turned to curdle. So anyway, the film we saw was House of Gucci. And I was rather inspired by Patrizia Gucci because she looked good. She had a razor-sharp brain for business. And she didn't read books, which I thought was quite interesting. And also, oh, she wasn't that smart because she's now in prison for having her husband murdered. But anyway, that aside. So I thought, oh, I rather like thinking like that. So I went to see my friend Therese Savoir Faire. And I said, have you got anything I can wear? Because I said, it's Lady Theatrix's birthday coming up. And I thought perhaps, I'd make an effort. I mean, I'm always clean. I always have a good wash in the morning. But, I said, I thought I would, make a special effort for her birthday. And I tell you what, the strange thing is, I couldn't find my baseball cap this morning. And I don't know if Lady Theatrix has hidden it because it has been a full-on day. I mean, going to the door with friends coming, deliveries. There's been the post to open, the phone calls. I mean, anyway, so no baseball cap today, but this is my outfit, which I borrowed from Therese Savoir Faire. And she lent me her beloved Gucci handbag. Look at that. Of course, she really loved that. There's still a lot of miles on it, that bag. So now talking about Therese Savoir Faire, you would think about her. I think I might take this. Oh, there we go. I'll take these off because I don't want to look too weird. But I do like those glasses. Anyway, but when Therese Savoir Faire, now you say about her, we say, well, she's devoted to her captain. She loves her little dogs. She does stuff at the church. She does stuff in the community. She does her garden. And you think she wouldn't have any skeletons in her cupboard, would she? Well, it only turns out that at one time she was BFF with John Palmer. And John Palmer was Goldfinger. Now, I don't know which finger was gold, and it wasn't the one from James Bond. It was the one it was the Goldfinger that smelted down the Brinks-Mac bullion. And that kind of surprised me because he was a big criminal, but apparently there was quite a, on both parts, a bit of a frisson there. So, John, so apparently at one time he was equivalent wealth to the Queen according to the Times Rich list. Now, Lady Theatrix says to me, she says, Shaynette, if you read it in the Times, she says, they've got good research, good editorial, good journalists. She said, chances are it's going to be true. She said, don't read the tabloid, she said, because it's all fiction. If you want fiction, buy a Mills and Boon book or read Harry Potter. So I said, okay, it's probably true then. So then I thought to myself, well, I know how this John Palmer bloke got his money, he swindled people. But, oh yeah, and this is why it's relevant, is that he didn't read books either, because basically he was virtually illiterate. He had trouble reading and writing, which I thought, being in the type of business he was in, like swindling people and went to jail for fraud, like you wouldn't want to write it down anyway, because if somebody came across your little notebook and said, oh, you know, this is a sketch of what the plan is, you know, you wouldn't want it, so it was all going on up there, nothing written down. And then I got to think about the Queen, and I thought, well, where did her money come from? And so I asked Alexa, and I said, oh, you know, various things, you know, 700 years, and some of it was acquisition. And I thought, well, to my mind, that means like her forebears went along and said, oh, that's a nice bit of land, or that's a nice building, we'll have it, you know, we'll take it. So I thought, is it so different? I mean, you know, they say, oh, you know, it comes from her private funds, which of course brings us on to old Randy Andy, and where she's had to bail him out to keep him out of jail. So, and John Palmer won't be in the rich list this year because he's brown bread. I mean, he was shot dead in his back garden in Brentwood in Essex, not so far from where I'm from, Basildon. Not too far actually from where Therese Savoir-Faire came from, but of course she wouldn't tell anybody that. So anyway, I was thinking about the Queen, and I thought, well, you know, we've got the Platinum Jubilee coming up, and I've persuaded Lady Theatrix that we'll have a bit of a gathering in the street. Not a party, can't call it that, but you know, she's got a lot of posh neighbours, everybody goes in their homes, you know, and da-da-da, and they're all hopefully going to gather outside. So I said to her, you know, probably be a lot of vintage champagne flowing, so she's quite up for that. So I think I quite fancy the idea of that, because in addition to that, you know, you being an East End girl, I quite fancy knees up, mother brown, knees up, mother brown, knees up, don't catch breeze up, knees up, mother brown. So I'm looking forward to that immensely, and I do like a bit of fizz. So I thought, well, I'll wait until after the Platinum Jubilee, and then I'll decide if I'm going to be a royalist or anti-royal. So, as I said, today was Lady Theatrix's birthday, and there's been quite a lot going on. Captain and I, well, Captain cooked the dinner, I served the drinks after doing all the stuff in the day, and very happy to do it because she is a good egg. She really is a nice person to work for, and I tell you what, I saw in the Lady magazine, oh, I mean, my goodness me, some of these people that advertise, you know, they want a woman to work in the house, man to do the driving and stuff, and they list this stuff, and I think to myself, you know, if I went for a job interview there, I'd say to them, well, what did your last bleeding servant die of? Overwork? I mean, it's flipping ridiculous. So, no, I'm quite happy where I am. And like I say, Lady Theatrix is a nice person, because after I won Mastermind, she said to me, she said, Shaynette, she said, I'm going to cook you a nice dinner. She said, what would you like? So I said, oh, that's easy, my favourite. Sausage, egg and chips, and one of them heirloom tomatoes on the side. So she said, oh yes, she said, I can do that for you. She said, and what would you have to drink? She said, maybe a bottle of Newcastle brown ale. I said, Trix, I said, give over. I said, first of all, with a name like that, it's probably brewed north of Watford. And secondly, I've become used to the finer things in life. I said, I think a nice bottle of Night Timber. So she said, so I said, well, you know, because I know that they have some posh vineyards on the South Downs. So I said, I think that'll probably be appropriate. So she goes, okay, don't worry. She says, I'll get onto the Fordham and Mason's emergency hotline. I'll get some brought over. So the doorbell rings. And she says to me, she says, Shaynette, she said, no, you stay where you are. I know you like watching EastEnders. You keep watching that. She said, I'll go to the door. Well, she goes to the door, and there's this motorcycle courier there. Well, I mean, you should have heard her. She goes, ooh, she goes. She says, there's a nice leather. She said, they fit where they touch, don't they? She said, would I be right in thinking that you work out of the tune? Well, this bloke stood there. I mean, his gob was open. He didn't know what to say. He said, "Here, missus, this is your package." So she said to him, "Who?" She said, "Did you drive over here with your package?" Sorry. He said, "Did you drive over here with my package between your thighs?" So he said, "Darling," he said, "I'm a bleeding motorcycle courier. I'm not a circus performer." With that, he ran down the steps. He got on his bike. He engaged the crutch, or maybe it was the clutch. He shot off down that road like a bat out of hell. I mean, it was like Barry Sheen on steroids. The poor bloke, he was scared out of his mind. So, well, I think I've said too much now, really. I shouldn't really divulge, personal information like that. But we do wish Lady Theatrix a very happy birthday, what's left of it. And I'm just going to have a little more of a sip of my cremant because I think I need it. So there we go. Happy birthday, Trixie.